Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Coreboy, and we're gonna do a little bit of a video today, a little bit of a different one today. If you don't know, I'm a big Halo trick shotter, so today I'm gonna be giving you some tips, and here's some clips.
Victory 360.
You like CCR?
Shane, what do you think of this?
No scope. Victory 360. Victory.
Active camo available.
Victory 360. No scope.
Alright, now we're back with that, and we're in the game now. I'm just gonna sit here today in a little bit of a bot lobby, and I'm going to give you all some info on, well, how can you get better at hitting trick shots? Also, I need to turn this game down a little bit because this shit's a little too loud and it's hard for me to talk over it because goddamn, I'm probably gonna start screaming. But today we're here to talk about how can you hit shots in Infinite more consistently. And I'm not talking about accuracy shot by shots. I'm talking trick shots because if y'all don't know, I'm a huge fan of trick shotting in Halo. To me, I don't know why Halo has always had a very unique form of going for trick shots, mostly because of how the health system in Halo works. But today, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to teach you some things. We're going to go over some stuff, and we're just going to have some fun. We're going to vibe the fuck out, because I've been wanting to do this video for a while, because I think a lot of people see at the beginning of my videos, I will post, like, any shots or, you know, usually just clips, but a lot of times it is me hitting trick shots in Halo. And I don't know a lot of people that go for shots in Halo like I do. I don't think I've ever ran into a single player that goes for shots the way that I do. I feel like a lot of the trick shotting community in Halo is within the BTB community, which is cool and all, but it's not how I go for shots because, I don't know, I like going for it the classic way. If y'all remember back in the day, whenever, you know, trick shotting in Call of Duty was a huge, huge thing, a huge topic of conversation, people were making montages left and right. The biggest way to go for trick shots in COD was through free-for-all. Basically, you would get to 29, and then you would bring out your, you know, however you got to 29, most people were snipers back in the day, so of course you used a sniper the entire time. But people would go through and use a, you know, sniper or whatever you used to get to last, get to 29, and then you would start going for your shots. You would go for, you know, insane stuff, and it was just a huge part of the COD community back in the day, especially whenever I was younger. And it's something that you know, I've always found a little bit of a love for. I loved it back in the day whenever I was a kid, and I still love it today. It's just something that is so fun to go for, learning certain things on certain maps and things of that nature, just going for stuff that most people aren't trying to hit. And I don't care about gameplay of this right now, like I'm just in here talking, because there is a lot to dive into about, oh, how do you get more attempts in, what are the best like little like nuances, because there are some in Halo that I definitely do recommend that people try whenever they are going for shots. And I'm going to start off with one of the easiest ones possible, and that is learn the size of your Spartan in Halo. Learn the size of, like, player characters, for example, I think is the biggest thing that I can say to people. Because in Halo, unlike Call of Duty, you can't really just shoot anywhere and get that possible one-shot kill. Of course, in COD, you do want to aim for, like, upper body, for example, and stuff like that. But in Halo, you mostly do need to just go for headshots, because that's what's going to guarantee you the one-hit kill. And especially sometimes how weird the shield system is in Halo. Sometimes, you know, you'll get a little bit of a fast recharge. Sometimes it takes a fucking 20-minute time span. But overall, you still, you know, have to shoot through these shields more than likely every time you go for one of these. So I would recommend your best bet is to, one, find your target, figure out who you're going to be going for. Because, reminder, unlike in COD and Halo, you can't wallbang. You can't just shoot through a wall and hit somebody. You have to make sure that bullet is going to hit them directly. And my biggest thing I can recommend is learning the size of a Spartan, learning like where that headshot point is, or the kind of general area where you're going to need to have your reticle placed. Of course, whenever it comes to trick shotting in Halo, the biggest thing is, of course, just your headshots. Now, for me, also, personally, when it comes to going for shots in Halo, whenever I'm doing this whole thing, is I'm not playing big team battle. I'm not playing a game mode where you have an entire team on your back and those people maybe, you know, maybe more aggroed onto than you. That's one of my biggest things with BTB clips. I just like don't generally impress me nearly as much as like kind of what I do, I guess, to a degree. While you can hit crazy stuff, and I will say if you are going for BTB, like trick shots, set the stakes up really high for yourself and go for something that's a little bit unique. I try to do that. My biggest thing that I always try to go for whenever I'm going for shots in things like BTB, if I'm playing with my friends or whatnot, is I'm trying to hit stuff that like no one is going to fucking go for other than me. Going for like crazy 1880, like 1440s up in the sky, or like an 1800. And doing some cool stuff, or sometimes, you know, I'm like, oh, there's a skewer on the map, fuck it, I can like go for this kind of like little swap trick. I could like throw in equipment, and then I can try to like shoot a banshee out of the air, because it looks cool, it's unique, it's different. It's one thing I do love about the skewer in this game, is it does have that one-shot ability on things like the banshee, and allows you to hit some really, really cool shit. And I personally I really like that. I think it just looks really good. It looks fucking badass. It's overall on that. It feels good to hit. Okay, like that's all I gotta say about it. It feels nice to hit those banshees out of the air with that single fucking spike in the air. You're just like, damn, that looked really fucking sick. And I don't know, for me, that's just really fun. But besides that, if you're kind of going for like simple stuff in BTB, which I don't think a lot of people are. I know a lot of people go for like, you know, insane kill chains and then go for like a 360 and try to hit it, or like a 720. But my biggest thing that I ended up playing is FFA, because like I said, I like doing this the OG way. I like getting to that last kill, you know, going through a game, trying to fry as much as I can, set as much of a lead as I can for myself, and then having a couple minutes or so to go for shots. And even if I don't have, like, the biggest lead in the world, I'm still going for shots because, well, to me, that's just what brings me entertainment. Those, like, kind of tight, close games where you have that, like, 1 or 2 attempts and you hit it right before somebody else wins is super fucking satisfying. So I do kind of recommend that if you're, you know, if you're not somebody who, like, super cares about wins. Like, I really don't when I'm playing FFA. I'm not sitting here going for win after win, mostly because, like I said, I'm going for trick shots. I don't really care if I'm winning every game. If I lose, I'm not mad about it, but of course, if you're somebody who does care about wins, you probably do want to learn how to set yourself a bit of a decent lead up while you are playing. And my biggest thing that I can recommend for that is, one, learn the spawns on these maps, and maybe not just the direct spawns, learn where people like to be. And I feel like I will say this, Empyrean, or the Pit as it was originally called, if y'all were, you know, we're back for those days, is probably one of the easiest maps to learn it on. This map has pretty simplistic spawns, and it's very easy to learn. It's not actually why I kind of picked it. It's just a very, very simple map. It's very easy to pick up on. You kind of know where people are always going to be. If you get one of the towers under control, then you really have map control. And that can be a game changer, is map control while going for these said shots. It's a huge part of it, is having that control and learning where people are going to be and finding out unique ways to go for shots. And one thing that makes Infinite so fun to me when it comes to going for shots is how many different things I can use at my disposal to go for these said shots. You know, I can, like, pull out a different weapon that might have a unique reload animation. Like, for example, I like the Commando, like, reload a lot. I love going for shots with this thing because the way he just, like, flicks it out to the side, I think just looks super fucking sick. Also, things like the Heat Wave or the Sentinel Beam, for example, I think also have, like, really cool animations that you can apply to your shots and make it just look a little bit more stylish. You know, you're mostly adding the little things in for, like, kind of style points, I guess would be the best way to explain it. That's something that I love about it. It's adding those little style points. But there is a lot that you can dive into with these shots. Like I said, I think my biggest one for most people when they ask me, like, oh man, how do you get these shots, or how do you hit this? And I've had some people ask me recently about hitting stickies, about like, damn, how are you so consistent with it? Whenever I am going for like sticky trick shots. If y'all don't know, the spike grenades and plasmas in Halo do stick. They are a one-hit kill if they stick as well. So what I end up doing is I will, like, kind of sit there for a couple of days, and I will, you know, if I pick up a sticky, I'm throwing it. I'm gonna go try to find somebody, and I'm gonna get that throw in. And try to different ranges too. Learn the trajectory of them so you know in general where your grenade is going to go. That can actually lead to a lot of success, especially going for sticky trick shots. Of course, it's not going to be like Call of Duty where you need to be fucking... You can, like, toss it across. Now, there are maps you can do that on for sure. And there's maps you can do it on. It looks really fucking cool. But most of the time, you are going to be standing there, you know, kind of going for someone a little bit closer possibly, or like kind of like a medium distance. And that's how you're going to go for those kind of shots, or, you know, whatever you want to fucking call them, grenades. They're fun to go for, but I think definitely going for the sniper shots are a lot more fun. And if you like looking to get like really skilled with it, I do highly recommend picking up the shock rifle and trying to hit shots with it. It's pretty damn difficult, especially as an MK player like myself. I don't have the aim assist that a lot of other players have, so I'm sitting here, you know, kind of busting my ass off trying to go for these shots. And if y'all notice, there's a big thing that I do just because I think it looks really cool on MNK personally, because MNK's ADS aim assist is nowhere near as much as it is on controllers. But a little cool thing I like to do is like go for my shot and then at the end, you know, do like a little scope in, just because it does look kind of fucking neat whenever you get to like go back and look at it, especially if you look at like slow motion. It looks really fucking sick. And you guys probably have noticed I've been doing that quite a bit here recently. Also, another big thing, and something that even like I mess up sometimes as well, is learning your swap timing. If y'all don't notice in Halo, sometimes you can pick up this weapon directly and go back out, but if you're switching consistently, sometimes it will take a second to shoot your weapon, so, you know, that is something to keep in mind. And if you notice it, you know, always be mindful of it, you know, make sure that it's not happening to you a lot. Also, make your shots count as well. You don't have as many shots as you do in games, yet again, like COD, because in Halo, you have a power weapon, you have the sniper rifle, unless you're playing something like Shoddy Snipes, which you're going to have basically an infinite amount of tries then. But if you're playing just, you know, regular FFA Slayer, like I end up doing most of the time, you're not going to have the unlimited shot variety like you would in other games. So that's kind of one thing you'd have to keep in mind. Take your shots and make sure they make sense. Of course, right now I'm not really caring because I have infinite ammo on, but most of the time I'm trying to be very mindful of how many shots I'm taking, who I'm looking for, making sure that I can hit those shots. It's just taking those small little things and actually applying them to how you're going for this. It's weird. I know a lot of people would say, you know, trick shot doesn't have skill, it's just luck. But there are some tips to use to make sure you hit those shots more consistently. And as someone who, I would say, hits shots pretty damn regularly, whenever I'm playing very consistently, there's some things that I've learned and some tips that I've applied to myself. Of course, I will say this, you know, start yourself kind of easy, going for stuff that's, like, not super, super difficult, but then once you get a hand on it, start going for some wacky shit. And, of course, like I said, I do play on keyboard and mouse, so I do, you know, have a little bit of a, you know, weirder thing going on with my shot sometimes that people probably do notice, because whenever I do swipe, I'm not swiping directly across. I'm not just holding my mouse like this. I'm kind of like just moving it with my wrist, because to me it's a little bit easier that way, but especially when going for shots. To me, it's a little bit easier. That's really all it is. It's nothing like very particular, very like insane. And to me, it's just, you know, something I find a little bit more simple. It kind of adds my own little flair to it, because I do play on keyboard and mouse, unlike most people. Which is totally fine. If you play on controller, that's totally okay. Nothing wrong with that at all. But these are just my tips from somebody who does this a lot, and somebody who also kind of, I guess, plays on a bit of a unique input. So that's just coming from me personally. We are going to see if we can hit something here. I'm, you know, just kind of going for it because it's fun. But yeah, it's really not a lot to say about trick shots. There are ways to, of course, make it easier. Like I said, learning those maps, you know, placing your shots accordingly, learning how, you know, tall a Spartan is to a degree will help. I do completely agree with that. Of course, matchmaking is not going to be like bots. You're going to have people moving. So, of course, there are those times where you can kind of go for those risky shots, because people, you know, they be moving. Sometimes somebody will just randomly jump. You're like, all right, cool, I can, like, predict that he might jump here and kind of base it off of that. And then, of course, you're going to have stuff happen like this where you'll hit marker somebody, but remember this, if you were at a spot where you can see them, you always have the opportunity for another shot. Go for it. Don't hesitate. If they aren't hitting their shots on you perfectly, they're not beaming you out of the fucking sky, go for it again. Like, don't give up on it. I've had plenty of times where that's happened to me, and I just kind of keep going for it. There's no reason to stop, especially if it's something that you're trying to, you know, nail and get down. I don't know, I'm probably gonna have people come on this video like, why are people still trick-shotting in 2024? Well, it's fun, okay? Listen, I have nothing else to tell you as somebody who's grinding out Hero right now in Halo Infinite. It's genuinely some of the most fun that I've had. I have been wanting to get some people together for, like, full parties and playing some Slayer and then trying to go for shots together, trying to go for different, like, things to hit. I think it would be super, super fun. So if anybody is interested in that, just let me know down below and stop by the streams one day whenever I'm live and, you know, say that you want to hop in and queue with us. Of course, it's always a good time. We're going to be doing this. Of course, I'm not going to stop going for shots because I just have a lot of fucking fun doing it. I love seeing the stuff that people hit. Recently, I had somebody tag me in a Discord that I'm in, and they were, like, pulling out my real at in there because I have a nickname in that Discord. And I was like, yo, thank you. I'm happy that I can, I don't know, make somebody want to get good at this, like, stupid little fucking thing that I do, because I just think it's fun, and I don't see a lot of people going for it. So yeah, that's mostly, like, just kind of how I go for it. I just kind of chill out. I've kind of learned these maps quite a bit. I will say recently I've actually been throwing myself into a lot of Community Slayer. If you don't know, Community Slayer has a bit of a different map variety compared to regular Arena FFA Slayer, or Slayer, I meant Slayer. So there's a little bit of difference in between those, and they're both fun in their own ways, but I've been wanting to give myself some more map variety, try to go for some more unique things that, you know, I just haven't seen anybody hit. Of course, I'm not really seeing anybody hit anything, because I don't know a lot of people who do trick shot in Halo the way that I do, so I don't get to really see that. Also, if you start trick shotting in FFA, another just bonus of doing this whole fucking shenanigan that I go for. Getting that, like, in-game scorecard and seeing, like, hearing him go, like, no scope or 360 at the end of it genuinely is a goated feeling. Shout out to John, or I meant to say Jeff. Thank you for, you know, announcing these games and giving me that satisfaction of hitting my shots. I do greatly appreciate it because it feels really fucking good. But yeah, if y'all would like to see more content just talking about things like this, or fuck it, who knows, one day I might just do a little stream or a little video of just like me recording until I hit a shot, see how long it takes me, and then kind of talk about it after. If y'all would like to see stuff like that, just let me know, because I'm gonna be honest with you, this is kind of like half of what I do anymore when I play Infinite, because I just need some way to entertain myself. And if I'm not playing ranked with my friends, this is what I'm doing, because I just have a fuckload of fun with it, because, well, it's fun. I don't know why I tried to wallbang that, but I did. I hope y'all respect me for that. At least I tried. I will say, I do wish Halo had wall-bangable walls, because it is something that does make trick-shotting look really cool, and COD specifically is having those walls that you can just shoot through and hit somebody that, you know, didn't know you were there or some shit. I do have a couple other shots that I've been wanting to try to hit recently, some stuff that I'm trying to knock out of my, like, little book of things. One specifically actually is on this map. It's grabbing... God damn it, please don't hit me. Okay. You hit me once. I've been wanting to go for a shot with this thing, like, trying to, like, go out of third person and then hit something with it. I think it'd look really cool. I just haven't found a way to make it work yet, because the fucking thing is so damn weighty. It does make it pretty fucking hard at times to go for shots with things like this. But I do think something like hit with it would look super fucking cool, personally. So who knows? If I do end up hitting it, it'd probably be cool, but who knows if I will. We can see if I... Actually, can I do it here? Nah. Also, if you do get a hit marker and you are using a thing that does give you some, like, you know, floatability on the map, or, you know, some type of movement, do go for that shot again as well. I don't think it really takes away from credit. There's one shot that I was going for a while that I finally hit, but I had to lead, like, back-to-back shots on it. Still looked cool. But it's over on the map Cliffhanger with the giant lift. It's a little bit more of a difficult map to hit shots on, but I finally did pull it off. You guys might see it in here, actually, because I'm going to do, like, a little thing of shots. But yeah, if you guys want to see more stuff like this, kind of just me sitting down talking, going over some stuff that I do whenever I'm going for trick shots at Halo, because it is super fun to do. Trust me, I recommend you give it a shot. And the trick shotting community that still does exist to a degree, come over to Halo. Come actually go for stuff that's pretty fucking difficult, because it is fun to go for. Even in a fucking bot lobby, because I have to make sure that I hit them in the head to make sure I get that kill, it still makes it pretty damn difficult, because maps in Halo are a lot more spacious. People are using more distance upon one another. You can't shoot through walls, and you got to get those headshots. But it leads to some of the most satisfying things ever. Playing for a couple hours every day, hitting a couple shots, it's so fucking nice. But other than that, though, guys, I'm going to hop out of here. I love you all, and I will see you later.